this is day 11. 52 days to go until we've got to get this Sierra shell onto a racetrack and do a time trial. Yesterday I stalled and said, me mate told me to just finish the welding and put the seat base in before I painted it, and he was dead right, and your comments were also dead right. Yeah, don't know what I was thinking. You know, the mess that it would have made if I'd painted it already and then gone in there and welded. I thought, oh yeah, it's just going to be easy just to spot weld or plug weld that thing back in, and it won't make too much mess, and I won't need to make too much grinding. And it wasn't that easy to weld in. One of the problems was because it's laying on top of the floor at the back, because it's laying on top of the floor at the back here, as you go to weld, it melts and lifts. So some of the welds were a little bit knobbly. So I had to do a little bit of grinding and then get the linisher out, get the old belt sander out, and smooth it all out. It's turned out okay. Painted it on the inside, painted it on the inside of that. Austin, when he edits this evening, he can put the photographs up and you can just see that. But yeah, that went okay. So now we are actually ready to do the painting. But what I am going to do is quickly go underneath it and look at the plug welds under there. So I've got my little cheat sheet here. Both Sasquatch and Sid, in fact probably everybody, Tim as well, will comment on how fortunate we are to have such a mint underneath. And it's true, it is true. It's probably the main reason why I bought the car. I mean, the roof was rot and the inner wing was rot, but right, there are all the spot welds, or plug welds. So there's a couple that have turned into, I don't know whether you call them stalactites or stalagmites. I think there was two because they dropped out, but yeah, this one looks alright, these look alright. They look alright, they're okay. But what I've got to make sure is this is now a prime candidate for going rusty. This is why this car probably isn't rusty, is because it's never been welded and it's not been hit and badly repaired. Because normally out here it's so humid that any bare metal just flash rusts, and if you paint over it, it'll fester and fester and fester and the thing will rot out. So this has never been hit to any extent, certainly not in the rear, and I don't believe in the front either. So therefore never been repaired. It's just had a dodgy paint job, and the rot, I think, inside of it is due to the rat infestation and the pee and everything that comes with that. So we had a chat, I think it was Sasquatch, about seam sealer. I'm not a fan of seam sealer. I mean, we have it on here. It is on, you know, the extremities on here, on the chassis and whatnot, because that's what it comes from the factory. And then the front half of the tub, that's got it all on there. So we'll scrub all this off, and we might reapply it just to tidy it up, and then just maybe just the bottom of the sill here. It's got a cover sill going on it. It's got a Cosworth fiberglass sill going on. So, well, we'll see. But certainly this area in here, which is beautiful, is just going to be just treat the rust spots like here. Treat those rust spots. And especially on this bracket here, that's obviously been hanging down and been pelted by stuff, so a bit of extra protection on there. And rather than, this is the original primer, the E-coat, so rather than just leave it with E-coat, probably paint it white, because the trouble is, you paint it black and you can't see anything, you can't work under it. You paint it white, and you know, when you're underneath it, it's all lit up, it's beautiful. It's really good to work on with a car that's nice and bright underneath. So that should cover all that stuff. It's about more an exercise getting out. I've got to now go through the car and once again panel wipe it, and I'll tack rag it, and then we are ready for paint. What I've just spent an hour or so doing is laying out my paint table. I thought to myself, I normally have a problem with space and with putting the guns down. You can't, once a gun has got paint in it, you can't just lay it down. I've previously had a vise and just clamped it in the vise, but today we're actually probably going to use 3 guns. Now my paint mate told me to use 2 guns. He told me to mix up the epoxy resin and do it a little bit runnier and put it through the 1.3 nozzle. But the problem is, I used to try and use it that. Well, the reason why I've got a 1.8 nozzle now is because we couldn't get the epoxy through it before. So I'm still like, I just don't want to risk it. And it's just another gun, it's just another cleaning operation. So just for peace of mind and safety and me lack of experience, we're probably going to use, well, we are going to use 3 guns today. We've got a little mini jet here. Just takes a small pot, and that will allow us to get into small spaces. But I don't have a small nozzle for that. Can't see what it says on it. I think it's 1.4. Don't know. Anyway, we'll try and get the primer through that. If we can't, we can just abandon. This is the primer gun here, which is 1.8 nozzle. And this is the top coat gun. It's got 1.3 nozzle in it. So we've got 3 guns. I've just drilled those holes in the table. This is to take care of the fact that I've got nowhere to put the guns. I don't have a gun stand. You know, you look at paint shops and stuff like that, and they've got sort of, you know, trees to hang their guns on while they're doing stuff. I don't have any trees here, and I'm not going to make one now. But I just thought popping some holes in the desk, in the table, will do the job. And it can sit there with, well, you can sit there with the paint in it. I can put it down, I can rest it, I can do what I need to do with the holes in the table. So we've got our guns ready, we've got our pots ready. This is actually the paint I bought for the Transit, and we'll finish that off first on the inside. So that's the diamond white, that's the hardener for it. I've got the 2K thinners and the epoxy paint down here. Epoxy paint is just turned over. Just flip that over on its lid, just because there'll be some sediment in there, and in a minute I'll pop that open and mix it all up. Get the stick in there and mix it. So there's my scales, there's my recipes, tack rag, solvent in a squeezy bowl, poof. There's panel wipe and a rag, and there's a tack cloth. And I think now that is everything I need. I'm going to run a rag along the airline, make sure that's clean. In actual fact, I need to get that airline out over there, that retractable one, and use the water separator, pressure regulator, because if I don't, I'll get loads of water coming through, and I need to set that to about 2 bar. So I've still got a little bit of tidying up to do. I've got some sheets, there's the sheets. I should just sort of generally sheet over stuff, and yeah, just to stop a bit of overspray. It's been raining. It's been a bit of a damp, miserable day actually, but I don't think it's going to hurt. It's quite humid, but I think we'll be okay. It'll probably be worse if the sun comes out, dries it all up, and then puts that in the air. So that's it really. So Gary was talking about doing a live Well, actually, he was talking about doing time lapse of me doing stuff, setting up the camera in the corner and doing time lapse. I don't know if anybody thinks that's a good idea, because actually at the moment you're not really seeing me working. You're seeing what I do before each day, and then the results the next day, and what I'm going to do for the next day. But if you think that either a time lapse of me doing this stuff would be interesting, let me know. And the other thing I thought about doing, and I might try it when the kids are here at the weekend, is set up, because you have to do it on a phone, do it like YouTube Live. The kids can hold stuff and hold the phone, and I can be doing stuff, and they could, like, I guess, shout out the questions if there are any, and print the answers for me. Let me know if you think that's going to be of interest. Sid, I've answered your questions. Sasquatch, you're done. Joe, we had a chat this morning about time and commitment and stuff like that. Thanks. And Tim's question was, one of them was about fitting up the parts. So I've got to drill this sill to put the skirts on. I've also got to get the bumpers. The bumpers are up here. They're fiberglass Cosworth replica bumpers, copies, whatever you want to call them. They're a good copy, apparently, a good fit, and I don't think they have the sag issues that you get with the genuine bumpers, the plastic ones. You see a lot of Cosworths with a sag along the back, and it makes them look a bit sad. So they should be good. But yeah, Tim was saying, why not get the sills and the bumpers and stuff fitted up before you paint, just in case you've got to make adjustments. Well, I'll do that. They don't really affect the inside, and the plan is, once the inside is done, that we leave it for a couple of 3 days to fully harden before we throw blankets in there and start work on the inside. And then we can put the doors on there, do the door alignment, and then when the doors are on, we've got to make sure all the body lines match up. Sorry, my camera was a bit off. Make sure all the body lines match up, which would include getting the sills gap matched with the doors, and also the bumpers matched with the wings, headlights, grille, this, that and the other. So we will do that step, and that's, hopefully, I don't know, hopefully next week we start making some good progress on the exterior. I've got the video's not out, but I did some rust repairs on the roof. So this is all new metal around here. I mean, people keep saying, oh yeah, it's a mint shell. But some of the stuff you haven't seen yet. I had to take this inner frame out, weld all that up, and then weld all the roof up. So that was quite a tough one. I'll get around to doing the video on that shortly, and that'll just go up on a normal playlist. This morning I woke up and there was 499 subscribers on the channel, and I took a little screenshot of the number, and then I put it up on our Squint and It's Mint YouTube channel Facebook page and said, hey, woohoo, what a lovely thing to wake up to, we're nearly there. Now, is there anybody that's here that hasn't subscribed? Stefan Berger is number 500. 500. Thank you very much. And then since then, it sort of snowballed a bit. Loads of people have just gone, I say loads of people, 7 or 8 people have gone, yeah, subscribe. So we've had a little bit of a boost since yesterday, which I can't remember, was 494 or 5. We're now 510 or something, so that's a nice little boost there. Thank you all. So as always, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like, comment, send us any requests, or if you need to know something or you want to see something specific, then let me know. Something else I haven't done a video on yet is this bulkhead repair, not repair, modification. because we throw the engine back 6 inches. So that's another video that will go on the standard playlist. But as you can appreciate, with doing these every day and doing the car every day, I haven't really been focusing on that playlist. But so, and I don't think it matters quite so much to have those going out as regularly. I was doing them once a week. We were releasing them on a Saturday, and I didn't do one last Saturday. Probably won't do this one Saturday because we've got videos going out every day. So that should do that nasty algorithm some justice. Thanks, bye, cheers.